What is up, you fucking losers? Let's go. We got Thursday night football tomorrow. Let's fucking rock, dude. I am so pumped. My dog just got pissed because I was yelling. I don't know what he's doing right now.
All
I'm
right.
really
Well,
uncomfortable.
I guess we dropped the family-friendly tag from our podcast.
Dude, I'm so pumped for Thursday night football. It's only been 3 days since we played. I'm
Seems like
pumped,
just
man.
yesterday.
Yeah, dude. I don't really know how to start today. I mean, we just beat the Vikings, who I don't know the stats, but points scored. I mean, they're top five, and we didn't give up a ton of points. This is the best defense Mahomes has ever had.
By far. Night and day.
Schedule coming up is Denver, Chargers, bye week, Denver. Is that what it is?
Denver, Chargers, Denver, Miami, bye week.
Miami, bye week. Okay. So we're at a point to where, we've kind of said it a couple times, like it's time to stack some wins. It's going to mean a lot down the stretch. Bengals are starting to look normal, kind of. They looked normal for a game. I can't say they're back. Can't be like City Boys are up. They're
Jamar
not
Chase
up, they're
remembered
down.
that he's really good at football.
Do what?
I said Jamar Chase remembered that he's really good at football.
Hey, and just watching that Raider game though the other day, they could stack a couple wins now too. We'll see. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not gonna. I know.
Is so bad.
Dude, they looked fine though. They were good enough to win. The Packers defense is legit, but it's a Chiefs podcast. Okay. Let's recap the game. What'd you see? What do you think? What did you love? What did you hate?
Offense looked a little better. At least Mahomes' numbers, on paper look better. I'm sure you're going to touch on it. The receivers still, it's not there. Kelsey scared the crap out of all of us. I thought it was an Achilles the way he went down, and then saw him back out there in the second half, and I was like, okay, well, it can't be that bad. And they were saying high ankle sprain. I was like, okay, well, probably not playing Thursday. We'll be lucky to have him next week. And then now here we are. Kelsey likely to play.
Yeah, we'll see. I don't want to be the guy to say that Kelsey's done. His average yards has gone from 12 down to 8. So that completely takes out injuries and missed time. I'm talking about when he has the ball, he's averaging 8 yards now per target or whatever, however the hell you break it down. Went from 12 to 8 yards. He's consistently been at 12 his entire career. What's starting to worry me is if Kelsey goes down to being a 900-yard guy, is this offense good enough? Do we have the receiving core to win games down the stretch in the playoffs? I don't know. It's looking like we have the running game too. The Chiefs didn't run the ball great on Sunday, but they were fine.
I think what's great to help, Kelsey, I don't think he's not done, but he's going to get to where it's like that when we have him, he's still fine. He's even Kelsey right now is a top 5 tight end. Like we're just used to him being.
Yes, it's that echelon. Yeah. It's that upper echelon. So every year there's 2 guys that hit 1,000 yards. Kelsey's been one his entire career. Then you have guys kind of come in and out. You had Kittle had one big year, and then he's kind of been missing in action ever since. I'll have a big game here, but he hasn't done. Andrews had 1,000 yards.
He can ever stay healthy.
Waller did. Even 2-3 years ago, Jonnu Smith had a huge year and then just disappeared. So
I tell you, Laporta's getting there. Laporta's on pace to.
Yeah.
I think have the second most receiving yards ever by a rookie tight end behind Ditka.
Yeah. So those of you that don't know, Sam Laporta, he is the rookie tight end for the Lions. He actually looks like a top 5 tight end already.
He's a stud.
He might be the next thing. But yeah, just kind of going back to this game, it was weird because the score differential felt way bigger than it actually says. So what I mean is, like, the game felt like a blowout, even though we won by 1 possession.
Right.
Which is worrying. The Chiefs left a lot of points on the board, and I feel like they've done that a few games now against some not great teams. We'll see. I mean, we're playing probably the worst defense in the league.
The worst defense.
Denver's defense is worse than the Bears.
The highest scoring defense in the league.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet today. This is the first time Mahomes has ever faced the worst scoring defense in the league ever.
However, it is on a Thursday. It is on a Thursday, though, so I don't. Every single primetime game has gone under, except for I think 1 so far this whole year. So, I mean, I don't expect a ton of points. I expect a Chiefs-Broncos game. I expect the Chiefs to win, but probably by 1 possession. It's a Thursday night game. Sometimes they're kind of weird. But yeah. Just recapping the game, I'm worried about the receivers. I would have liked to have seen. I'm there, guys. I'm finally buying in. I'd like to see some more Justin Ross. I'm kind of over Sky Moore, and then also MVS getting more reps than he's literally getting like 73% of the reps. I'm done with it. He has 7 catches on the year. He's getting paid $10 million, and he has 7 catches.
Yeah, he's playing all those snaps, and his role is to run far down the field. Like, there's no way he's running every rep anywhere close to full speed when he's out there that much.
Yeah, and he is getting more reps than even Sky Moore. So I looked at this. It's more reps than Sky Moore, Rashee Rice, and Justin Ross combined. He's getting more than them, and he has 7 catches.
Now, I guess part of it could be, he's going deep to, alleviate the pressure of everyone else.
Yeah, but at what point do defenses stop buying that? I mean, I didn't see him getting double teamed, or I didn't see him getting bracketed or anything. I don't think he's getting a ton of separation, and that's kind of the theme with all the receivers right now. Rashee Rice looks legit. He needs to have all of Sky Moore's reps immediately. He looks like he could be a 1 or a 2. Who knows? He's a rookie, but he's starting to show out. And then who knows with this stretch of games? I'm just going to go ahead and go to preview. With this stretch of games coming up, this is the time to figure out who you got, because we have Chargers, Denver. So all these defenses are Charmin soft. This is the time, throw Justin Ross out there, see a little bit more of what you have, let Rashee play a lot more, see what you have, because this is the time to determine if you're going to go trade for somebody or not. That's what I think. What do you think about the receiving core?
Yeah, I mean, yes, we're playing bad defenses, and it'd be great if we were up 2 scores in the 4th quarter and we could give those guys reps. It's also 3 division games, so I don't expect us to be up 2 scores in the 4th quarter. Maybe up 10, but that's what's tough, especially, leading up to what might very well be the biggest game through the first 9 weeks of the season against Miami. For any team, it might be the league's biggest game through 9 weeks of the season. If we both go in there,
it'll be a battle for the 1 seed at that point. I'm 100% sure. Yeah.
The Bengals game might mean more later on. The Bills game might mean more later on. But as of right now, if we both go in there 7-1, that's the game for the 1 seed tiebreaker.
Yeah. And
So,
I think yeah.
It'd be nice to get those guys reps before that game, but like I said, with it being 3 division games, they'll probably be closer than if we were playing the same caliber of team that isn't a division team. If we were playing the Commanders, who are, probably roughly equivalent to the Broncos, we probably have an easier time with them than we do the Broncos, just because it's a division game.
Yeah, and I do think the Chargers don't, or not the Chargers, the Jaguars don't look elite, but they just beat a Bills team that dropped 48 the week before. That's kind of been the theme of Doug Peterson's teams, is they get way better. And then, last year towards the end, they were literally unbeatable. I mean, they were down 28-0 and won a playoff game.
Well, they weren't unbeatable.
But you get what I'm saying. But what I was getting to is, whenever you have, so right now you have the tiebreaker over the Jags, who are probably going to win that division at this point, from what it looks like.
We technically have the tiebreaker over everyone right now.
Yeah,
conference record.
Yes, because we beat the Jags and the Jags beat the Bills. Yes. So
because the Lions, or because the Dolphins lost to an AFC team and we haven't lost to an AFC team.
No, but I'm saying like longer term, because we play all these teams too.
We'll play the Bills, so the Bills would be head to head, and the Bengals and the Dolphins.
Yeah, what I was getting to though is, whenever you got teams like Miami and the Jags, you want those Florida teams coming to Kansas City when it's 15 degrees outside in the playoffs. Whenever you're acclimated to it being 100 degrees literally year round, that is going to be huge in the playoffs, because we all know the passing doesn't really travel too well whenever it's that cold and people just aren't used to it, aren't ready for it.
Especially even like Tua, who for the past however long he's been in Miami and then going back to college, the SEC doesn't play anywhere, north of the Mason-Dixon line.
Yeah.
So at Alabama, he was never, in the cold.
And I think that's a huge factor, because even though the Dolphins are blowing all these teams out, Tua's making a lot of mistakes too. I think he's leading. I think he's second or third. Yeah, he's making a ton of mistakes right now. Actually, the one guy who is looking really good is C.J. Stroud. He's a rookie. He might be a problem. He hasn't thrown a pick yet. He's second in yards. He's looks legit, but that's another day for another time. But yeah, I just think with these stretch of games, this is where you kind of start to separate yourself. Who knows? Maybe Miami drops another one before the game. Maybe we drop one of the Chargers. We have in the past lost early season games to the Chargers, and then we come back and win at their house at the end of the season, basically every year.
Miami does go to Philly in week 7, so they could easily come in there with another loss.
Yeah, but then it's just, these games are so important, because when we get back from the bye, it's on. So you got Miami bye week, and then you have a stretch of
Philadelphia.
Yeah, you do what?
Philadelphia is the first game out.
So you got Philadelphia, then you're playing the Bills, you got the Bengals in there, then you got a couple division games. I think the Raiders could muddy a game up. I think we need to win these next 3 and then kind of see where we're at. But tomorrow night, looking at the game, here's what I want to see. So with Russell Wilson, it's so overlooked that their offense is good. Their offense is actually good this year. Russell Wilson is, I want to say, 4th or 5th in yards. I'd have to look. He's up there. He's ahead of Mahomes.
Their offense has been, I don't know about great, but really solid.
Yeah, and Russ just isn't. I mean, I know he fumbled the ball to lose at the very end, but he's not throwing a bunch of picks and stuff like he was last year. So all I want to see is, it's Thursday night game. go in there, run the ball, show us some of our other receivers, see what we have, get out with a win. And I think that's probably how the Chiefs are looking at it. Is it's business mindset. Doesn't matter how it gets done, just win. And I think the Chiefs knew that these stretch of games were going to be like this. Hey, we gotta get a bunch of these wins early, because last year, and I want to say a couple of years before, we had to get a bunch of wins late. Like last year, we only got the 1 seed because of the DeMar Hamlin and all that other shit. Now, who knows if the Bengals beat the Bills, then we may have gotten it. Who knows? But we did get the 1 seed out of that just because we played more games. So
I like you said, get the run game going, especially with Kelsey. As tough as he is, there's no way he's 100%. I imagine he's probably around the same level he was when he came back from the knee injury.
I think his snap count will be lower for sure.
Just run the, get a 10-point lead and run the ball. Run for 150, 200 yards. Give Pacheco 18 carries. Give Clyde a handful of carries. Give McKinnon a few carries, and just, milk the clock. Don't let that, because Karlaftis is questionable too. Just let the defense win you.
Do we even know if Bolton's back yet?
Bolton is back, full participant today. The only ones questionable are Kelsey, Karlaftis, and Tommy Townsend popped up on the injury report today.
Yeah. So, and then one thing with these short week games is usually you will see a lot more rotation. I do expect to see Felix on the field more. It feels like every time he's on the field, he gets a pressure. I don't understand why he's not ever out there. But yeah, I expect to see a lot more rotation. I want to see more of the receivers. But yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. There's not too much to break down. The Denver offense can beat you. It's just, you just held Justin Jefferson to 29 yards through 3 quarters. So
right.
I feel like we might have I think that the Chiefs have the best corner group in the league. I know a lot of people like the Jets, but it's arguable. I mean, they're both top. They're probably 1 and 2. It's just whoever you want to argue is better. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand. Just business mindset, go in, get a lead, run the clock out, because Russ has looked good. I mean, he's even had some 300-yard passing games. So it's just their defense is just terrible. So we'll just have to kind of see where we're at there.
Yeah, the only other thing, get back to injury reports, we won't get to see an old friend. Frank Clark is listed as out with an illness. I think that illness is.
Oh, he's in Maui.
Tired.
He's been in Maui for a couple of weeks now.
I think the illness is sick of playing for the Broncos.
Yeah.
I guess Chris Jones has been trying to get Veach to go after him, but I don't think
that's not
at
happening.
This rate, I don't think we need an edge. Our defensive line has been great.
No, yeah. Now we have guys fighting for snaps on edge. I think we're actually fine.
Our defense is great. Maybe like some interior depth, but that's it. I mean,
even
linebackers are solid. Secondary's good. Edges are good. Obviously, Chris Jones is Chris Jones.
I'd like to see Chris Jones have like a couple 2-3 sack games. I don't know if we're going to get there. He's looking pretty good. We'll see. He's pacing 12 or 13 already.
Yeah,
so
he's right around games. 1 a game.
So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have a big forecast. I think what I think is actually going to happen is just based off of how the Chiefs offense has looked. I'm not going to say they're going to score 40 points like I did last week. I think I could see 27-24 type of game. Denver is going to score. I think it's just a 1-possession game, comes down to the last possession. That's what I think is going to happen. Not that I think Denver is that good. It's just, they almost got us both games last year. And people forget that. People just think that they're just so trash. They did almost get the Chiefs in both games, and they were leading in one of them for a good majority of it. So that's just how I see it going. Division game Thursday night. I think it's going to be close, maybe 27-24 or 2017, that type of game, somewhere in there.
Yeah, my first thought was 27-21, but then the whole Thursday night game, maybe knock it down to 24-17, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I think too. So, well, it was a good, quick little episode. Hopefully, we win tomorrow night, and we will be back with you guys next week.